Hi, I'm Tony Nichols, and welcome to Chamber Chat. Hi, welcome to Chamber Chat, a program put together by the Salisbury Area Chamber of Commerce for the sole purpose of keeping you informed on what's going on at the Chamber of Commerce. We have an exciting show for you this month, and to kick things off, we have Brad Gillis, the now youngest past president that the Salisbury Area Chamber of Commerce has ever had. Welcome back to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you're here today not to talk about all the accolades or all the changes that have gone on with the Chamber in the last year. You're actually here to talk about the Salisbury Festival and maybe some changes that we might see this year.
Yeah, I mean, actually, speaking about the Salisbury Festival, that's me being, quote-unquote, the youngest past president. The Salisbury Festival is one of the oldest festivals that we have on the Eastern Shore. It's in its 32nd year. Downtown Salisbury, the Chamber of Commerce does a great job putting on the event every year to celebrate downtown and also our community, and we're excited about it.
I think I had heard that this is the second oldest running festival on the shore.
I believe so. I mean, I know of the Waterfowl Festival in Easton, which I think is in 40 or 50 years. So we'll never be able to make that up, but I think we'll continue the success, and having a festival be the first one out of the gate, if you will, for spring in April. I think April 25th, 6th, and 7th. Great time of year.
Over the years, I don't think the mission of the Salisbury Festival has changed. What is the goal? What's the mission behind the Salisbury Festival?
Sure. It's continual celebration of our community. And if you really look at the Chamber's mission, that is to enhance the social fabric, the cultural fabric, and also just the proactive business environment that we are continuing to improve. And to have that moment in time in the spring is just a perfect environment for that, and that's the mission. Have a little celebration. Let's celebrate our community.
Yeah, there's a lot of activity that goes on during the Salisbury Festival. Can you give us kind of a chronological description of how the event unfolds?
Sure. And also, before I do that, I also want to talk about supporting nonprofits.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I mean, that's a huge part of the festival. And up and down the Arts in the Plaza and Main Street, you're going to see whether it's Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, any flavor of organization is going to be there to support its mission and get its word out for what they're doing in that year.
I support many nonprofits during that weekend.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's great. But going back to chronologically, I mean, Friday afternoon, when government and business is letting out, the Salisbury Festival is being set up. So what you'll find is a lot of employees that are downtown, or even people that are running around, are stopping by, and they're getting their oyster fritter, and they're getting their popcorn, and they're getting their carnival food, if you will. And it's just a great atmosphere for downtown Salisbury. And then leading into that is the block party. Every year we have a great celebration with live music, beer and wine. It's a great time for the community to gather. We typically have a ribbon cutting at 6 o'clock on that Friday night.
Sure.
And then Saturday. Saturday is that's the day in which you see all your nonprofits. I mean, PAC 14 typically comes out that day as well. Right. And again, you'll see up and down Main Street. That's where people are just milling around, and it's a great time. It's going to be hopefully great weather. Then that's already booked. I think great weather is booked. Then also Arts in the Plaza. That's with the A&E district and all of the local artists that we have. I mean, we've got a great artist community in Salisbury, and it's just one more opportunity for us to showcase that.
Very good. So. What there's a lot of moving parts to the Salisbury Festival, and I think we're adding a part, something new this year that hadn't happened in Salisbury in quite a long time.
Sure. In tandem with a group called Shore Velocity. We, the Chamber of Commerce, have partnered with them to bring, and I'm going to screw this word up, but a crit or a criterion.
Criterion.
And for a layman, as ourselves, if you will,
right.
The best way for me to describe a criterion is the NASCAR, the road rally, if you will, of bicycle racing. And so it's a 0.6 mile course that's going to be weaved in and out of downtown. We've partnered with, again, Shore Velocity. We're hopeful to see hundreds of bicyclists compete for prize money on this, again, through downtown. And that's going to be a great showcase to our community, and it's going to bring people to watch it as well.
If I'm not mistaken, this is a sanctioned event.
It is.
And I don't think we're able to get included this year, but next year I understand the goal is to have this as a points race,
right.
For these sanctioned races,
right.
That will potentially bring more people in.
Right. Is it it's United States Cycling Association?
Probably that's correct.
Yeah, and so that's going to bring that gets on their agenda, and that agenda is what brings bicyclists.
Any idea how far away we're going to touch people in terms of bringing?
I've heard hundreds of miles to. I mean, some people not fly in. People drive in 10 minutes before the race, hop on the bike and go.
So it's nothing to bring someone for these events from DC or Pennsylvania or Northern Virginia.
Again, my understanding is these bicyclists who do these criterions, they're hardcore, and they take it very seriously. And they're going to be able to take part in celebration of our community, potentially spend the night in our hotels, gather with friends.
How will people be able to view this race?
Sure. So Lot 10, which is the City of Salisbury parking lot, which is the one beside Route 13. That's going to be kind of your gathering area, if you will. But it will the course, if I remember correctly, is in and around Market Street, and then circles through some of the side streets in downtown. So it'll be very visible and distinct. So you can bring your family down and check out all the bicyclists that are going to be going around that 0.6 mile course and doing several laps. So it should be pretty awesome.
Any other activities downtown that will be in conjunction with the Salisbury Festival?
Sure. Also on that Saturday, leading into it, we're going to have the International Beer Festival. So I think that actually has been happening for a few years now. The craft brewing, I don't want to call it a phenomenon, but essentially, it is something that's here.
It is a wave
it's here
across the United States.
Yeah, it's here to stay. People really enjoy that. They get to taste and sample beers for a few hours in the afternoon, and then hopefully after that, stay for a while and watch the Twilight Criterion, which is again put on by Shore Velocity and also sponsored by Pohanka.
Right, very good.
And Evo.
Well, how can people get involved? If let's say we have a viewer out there that wants to get involved in the Salisbury Festival, how would they do that?
Sure. They would reach out to the website, salisburyfestival.com. There's information there as to how to volunteer. But we're always looking for volunteers. I mean, whether you want to help in a ticket booth or whether you want to help us man a gate or just flat out be a runner and be involved. Right. We're always looking for manpower. And
pulling something off like this, you have to have a lot of volunteers, but you also need support from the community and sponsors of this event. You
sure.
brought Pohanka and Toyota.
Sure.
Any other people that are really always there
Absolutely.
In support of the chamber?
Yeah, Pohanka, Toyota. Toyota has been a huge sponsor of ours, Comcast, and several of the radio stations.
Yeah.
And hopefully you can help me list them, but I think they're...
we've got Froggy 99, Magic 98.9,
right.
Kiss 95.9, and Q105.
Correct.
That was more than I thought.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're there. They help us, and I think also Chamber Chat is through Clear Channel.
Right.
Also,
right.
Yep.
Very good. Well, Brad, congratulations on a great year of being the president of the chamber. We look forward to many more years of your support, and thank you for co-chairing the Salisbury Festival along with Melody Carter.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thanks for having us, and hope we can have a great weather event, and looking forward to it.
All right, we'll see you around.
Thank you.
You're watching Pack 14 and Chamber Chat. We'd like to give you an opportunity now to take a look at the upcoming events with the Salisbury Area Chamber of Commerce. Welcome back to the program. We have with us now Jennifer Layton, the owner and general manager of Layton's Chance Winery. She's also the chair of the Marketing and Media Network for the Salisbury Area Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Let's go ahead and tell people what the purpose of the Marketing and Media Network is.
Well, I'll give you a little history too.
All right, cool.
We are what used to be known as the Marketing Committee. We changed the name to the Marketing and Media Network because with the committee, it was something that people felt like they had to be part of a select group to come. And with the words of network, what we're really looking for is for people to feel open to come to our meetings.
Sure.
So what we do at our meetings are learn and exchange knowledge about marketing topics. There's people there that sell advertising, that are in sales. We also have small business owners there, people that are marketing personnel from larger businesses and nonprofits. So everyone benefits, and there's a wide exchange of ideas, as well as all of us learning about different topics in marketing.
Have you found that by changing the vernacular from a committee, which has a lot of connotation of work associated with it, to the network, that people are more open to coming to see what the network is all about?
Absolutely. People often don't want to join a committee because you think you're going to have to do something.
I would get in that line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So absolutely, we definitely have seen some different people come, and that's always very exciting.
When and where are your meetings held?
Our meetings are on the fourth Thursday of every month. However, we will not be having one in April because it's so close to the Salisbury Festival. But we also do serve lunch. It's $7 for lunch, and that's in the chamber at the large meeting room.
Okay, very good.
So at the chamber.
What kind of activities do you do during the meeting? Give us a typical meeting flow, if you will.
Well, we have a couple different types of meetings. One would be where we bring speakers in, and they could either be topic-driven, like writing your marketing plan, or we recently had a speaker on how to use LinkedIn for your business.
Okay.
So different marketing topics. Or we also have companies come in, like PRMC came in and spoke about how they went through their entire rebranding. And so that was great to see how somebody that's large goes through this whole process. Because even if we might not have the resources that they have, we can still learn from it.
One of the things that the chamber itself came to the network over was how to best position ourselves and how to get the word out in our new structure. I don't know if you still do these or if the terminology has changed, but it used to be called a PRER.
Yes, yeah, that is another type of meeting where we can do it for any member. And what we do is you're given a questionnaire as the member if you request help on your marketing efforts. What we will do is give you a questionnaire, figure out, what are you doing right now? What are your goals? What do you want to accomplish? Right. So that information goes out to the members of the network prior to the meeting so that we have a little heads up of what's going to happen. Then the member that wants the PRER will attend the meeting, and we will have copies of their information, but they will also explain a little more about their organization and what they want to accomplish.
Sure.
And so we start by asking a lot of questions of things they've already done and why or why not they felt those worked. And then we begin to generate just a plethora of ideas that they can use. Sophia's great. She takes all that in and collates it for them, because when you're the member and you're getting all those ideas all at once, it's just, a lot to take in. So we provide that information back to the member as well.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a loaded question that I know the answer to, but a lot of the members of the Chamber of Commerce may not know the answer to this question, or they may not even know about the PRER. How much does that cost the Chamber members?
It is free for any member that would like to do it. You just need to call the Chamber and let Sophia know that you would be interested in doing the PRER.
There's a little bit of organization that needs to go in up front to get on the docket, if you will.
Yes, yeah, because we don't do them every month, so we need to have them scheduled, and it's very beneficial to get information up front. So
Very good.
the other type of meeting that we are going to start in March is a book discussion. It's our first one that we've ever done, so it's a new type. We are always talking about social media and what we can do. So what we're looking at is a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook, written by Gary Vaynerchuk. And so we will have a list of questions and discussion and talk about what's in the book and how we might be able to use that here, because obviously some social networks work here, some don't, and just see what kind of dialogue we can come up
I've
with.
seen the book. I have not read the book, but I have seen the book, and I know it's got a lot of wind behind it.
And a lot of hands-on information that you can go out and actually use, case studies and things like that.
Tell me, as a chamber member, why is this a good committee for me to get involved with?
Definitely your own growth of both your business and your profession. So you can learn a lot from the group. It's a way to give back to the community by helping others that need the help, and just is a great way to learn.
Very good. Here's the $64,000 question that the answer is the same every time, but I always ask it because I want people to know. How do people get involved?
Oh, you can call the chamber and either sign up for the meeting or sign up for the email, the group email that we get that tells everybody what's going on at the meeting each month. You can keep an eye on us and see if the topics you feel are relevant and work on.
So you don't have to be
joining
a
in.
marketing expert or public relations guru to be a part of this committee?
Absolutely not.
Wow. So everybody brings value to some degree to the
Absolutely.
conversation.
Absolutely.
Very good. Jen Layton, Chair of the Marketing and Media Network. Thanks for joining us on Chamber Chat.
Thank you.
Again, you're watching PAC 14 and Chamber Chat. We'd like to give you another opportunity to take a look at the upcoming events for the Salisbury Area Chamber of Commerce. Welcome back to Chamber Chat. We now have with us the new Executive Director for Women Supporting Women, Nancy Marasco. Welcome to Chamber Chat.
Well, thanks. Thanks for inviting me.
I guess congratulations are in order right up front.
Oh, I appreciate that. It's a great opportunity for me.
Very good. Well, tell our viewers a little bit about Women Supporting Women. I think a lot of people have in their mind what they think Women Supporting Women is, and that may not always be the right answer.
That's a good point. Women Supporting Women was founded 20 years ago to help women and their families who are affected by breast cancer. The idea is it's education and awareness and support, and now we offer free services as well.
Wow. Okay, that ties into my next question, because your tagline is local support, local services.
Right.
What does that mean when you just point out the local services aspect?
What it is that we are not affiliated with any major nonprofit organization. We are a nonprofit by ourselves.
Right.
We have no affiliation. So that the money that you donate to us or the time that you volunteer for us all goes back to the women and now men and their families in the Delmarva area that we serve.
So it's the local support, the grants that you can find, the support from businesses. That's what you live and die by.
Absolutely. It's and nonprofits are all about the passion, not necessarily the paycheck.
Right.
So that we all work in this field because there is always some connection. There is always a heartstring pulled,
Right.
and this is why our staff is with us.
Very good. Are there any things that you would be offering in the near future that, whether it be a training or an event, that people might need to know about?
We have some conferences coming up which are really important. Everything that we do for women and men and their families, including children, their children or grandchildren, is free. What we have coming up on May 3rd, which is a Saturday, is a free conference for young survivors. And these are women under the age of 50 who have been diagnosed with breast cancer. And we have speakers coming from Cancer Center of America and Mercy Hospital talking about how different that is when you're having to deal with a job and family, younger children, so you're not feeling well and you still have to go to work and then drive your child to dance or soccer, and how best to deal with that. And that is going to be, again, May 3rd. It's the morning. It's free. We have another one coming up in June, June 7th, and that is for recurrence. These are women who are generally speaking over 50, but it's open for any woman. And this is a woman who has breast cancer and it has metastasized. It's something else has come up through that breast cancer.
I want to back up a little bit, and you hit services with a very broad stroke. And I think it's important to know maybe some specifics of how you touch people's lives. Some of the everyday things that you take for granted, that once you or a family member are diagnosed with breast cancer or have an operation, your everyday life changes.
It changes in an instant. We work with the two local surgical centers in town. And we give them bags. They're big pink bags, and they're stuffed with all the information that you need to make an educated decision.
Sure.
Last month in our newsletter, Shirley Temple Black was our Survivor of the Month because she passed away from breast cancer. And she wrote in her news conference 42 years ago when she was diagnosed, she said to her doctor, you'll make the incision, I'll make the decision. Well, it's hard to make a decision if you're not aware of what you need to know for this. So they start off, and the doctors give those to all the newly diagnosed. Then we can follow that up. It's all the information how they can come into our office as well. So we get free mentoring service with a registered nurse. We have piglet pillows, which are stuffed pillows that look a little bit like pigs because they have a tail on them, and they go underneath your arm after surgery. We can offer free loaner recliner chairs that will recline all the way back, and yet it will lift you all the way up, especially for a woman who's had bilateral mastectomies. We have pads that you can use on your seatbelt because it's very uncomfortable to have your seatbelt up against your chest.
Those kinds of things, and I don't mean to cut you off, but those kinds of things are exactly what I was talking about when it's the everyday life that you don't even think about.
Right, you don't know you need those.
Who would think about a seatbelt pad? Because your life is impacted in the smallest, but in the most, at the same time, extreme way.
Exactly.
What are the services that
We're
are like
really pleased to offer wigs, and for our patients going through, any patient going through chemotherapy, any survivor. We're not specific on that one for our just breast cancer, because any woman who loses their hair, it's really very traumatic, and then that is important for them to be able to feel good. And again, these are all free. We offer bras and prosthesis for the women who have lost their breasts and need to have a new look for them. So we're able to do that for you, as well as we can send you also to places where you can be fitted as well.
To me, that's what Women Supporting Women is. It's touching people where they are.
Right.
Because it could be as a survivor, it could be as a member of the family, supporting someone, because everyone knows someone.
Right. Statistics right now are 1 in 8 women, which in any given office, there is one woman there affected by breast cancer. This is why we have support groups in Cambridge, Crisfield. We're about to open one in Pocomoke next month, and in April 10th.
Here we grow again.
We're growing again. We have one in Salisbury and one in Ocean City as well.
I see. That's the part where you're using your telepathy, because my next question was, where can we find you in terms of locations or support groups? Because it's sometimes the real people interaction that touches people in a way that the pillow can't or the chair can't, because sometimes it's just sitting there being present.
Exactly. And this is why we offer that. You know, sometimes we can have a woman come in and just say, I just need to talk. And while their girlfriends and their relatives may give you wonderful sympathy, which you don't really need,
Right.
but at this point they need someone with empathy.
Sure.
So, and there is a difference between that. So we're happy to help them get through this successfully, and whatever successfully means for them.
Right. Tell us about some of the things that people can get involved in. You do some things over the course of a year that are, I don't know if infamous is the right word, but they're getting pretty close. What are some things that people can plug into that are really fun?
The event that we have going on right now, which has a deadline of April 21st, is one of my favorites. It's Bras for a Cause. We give you a pink hanger, you take a bra and you decorate it. You use your most creative jeans that you have. Then they are up at the Salisbury Center, the mall, for full display in May, and then there are winners and trophies announced.
Some have been very creative.
Right. You can use whatever format you would like. This year's special format is music. So if you want to do a bra that's decorated with your favorite song or band or lyrics, there's a special category just for that. But I am always amazed at how creative people are. And this is men and women, and it's also offices and businesses who do some things like that.
Well,
that's one of my favorites. That's Bras for a Cause. And a close second is June 6th, which is the high heel race that we do in Berlin. And that is and right now there is a mayoral challenge. The mayor of Pocomoke has challenged the mayor of Berlin. He's accepted that, and now it's gone out in the universe to have those men run this. It's only 50 yards in high heels.
That's great. In fact, I think Jen Layton, who was just on the program to talk about marketing with the chamber, I think one of their guys won it last year.
He did. We have several categories where you can win.
Okay.
One of them for the men as well is nicest legs while running in that race. So it's kind of a fun, it's just so out of the box. It's just a fun event to do.
Well, full disclosure, I am contemplating doing that, but I have heard people have taped the shoes on with duct tape, or that would certainly have to be in my realm of thought process, because
We'll start training now.
because I'm not going to win the prettiest leg contest.
Well, but there are other things you could win at. So all you have to do is have 2-inch high heels, and that will work.
Nancy, thank you so much for coming on and sharing what Women Supporting Women really is.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right. We'd also like to thank you for joining us on this edition of Chamber Chat. As always, we encourage you to give us your feedback on future editions or topics that you would like to see covered on Chamber Chat. And you can always view portions of this program, this edition of Chamber Chat, as well as previous editions of Chamber Chat on PAC 14's website, utilizing their on-demand feature. I'm Tony Nichols. That's all the time we have for this program. As always, we encourage you to make a difference.